what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. Well, like I said, I'm not really worried about the weight. I'm worried about the skill level that they use during the fight.
After getting into the ring with Terence Crawford, Roy Jones has made it clear that the skills Crawford is carrying will be enough to defeat Canelo. According to Roy, the entire question of whether Crawford can win has very little to do with weight and almost everything to do with what happens when Canelo lands clean. Roy says if Crawford can take the punch, then Canelo is done.
Going factor, but if he goes out and boxes Bud, he's not going to beat Bud boxing. He's not. So if Bud can take his punch, he's not going to outbox Bud. So it's like, it'll be...
If he can't, then he's in real trouble. But Roy leans toward the belief that Crawford has what it takes. He's watched the way Crawford times opponents, uses movement to frustrate pressure fighters, and finishes strong when he smells blood. For Roy, weight is only a factor if Crawford isn't mentally or physically prepared for what comes with moving up. But he believes Crawford is not only ready for it, he's already training like a man who knows exactly how to beat Canelo. Roy says he doesn't care about size if the smaller guy has a higher IQ in the ring. That's what he sees in Crawford.
Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the first round, that I belong without showing that I am tough.
Roy is not alone. David Benavidez also shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight. He told Fight Hub TV that it's a great fight, but slightly favors Canelo just because of the weight. In his words, it's a good fight, more like a 60-40 only because of the weight difference, but you can't take Crawford's skill away. You have to give him credit for skill. He's an amazing fighter. He's an amazing technician in the ring. Benavidez respects Crawford's craft. He doesn't dismiss the threat, but like many, he sees the weight as a barrier Crawford will have to overcome.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah.
But someone who has already beaten Canelo doesn't even think weight is the most important issue. Dimitri Bivol, who gave Canelo his second career loss, recently told the Ring magazine that the real key is mental readiness. Bivol said, "It's not only about getting used to the power, it's also about being mentally ready to fight at that weight." In his view, smaller opponents who fall to Canelo don't do so because of size, they lose because they're not mentally prepared. Bivol believes that Crawford, with his calm demeanor and deep toolbox, is one of the few who could go up in weight and not fold under the pressure. He even added that Crawford's ability to switch stances from orthodox to southpaw is another reason he might pull this off. Bivol said it gives Crawford real advantages that could throw off Canelo's timing. This is coming from someone who knows what it takes to beat the Mexican star and has done it.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back.
But not everyone is siding with Crawford. Some fighters who have sparred both of them still lean toward Canelo. Welterweight contender Alexis Rocha told ES News that he thinks Canelo will win because of the natural size difference. He said, "There are weight classes for a reason. Canelo is a lot bigger. Crawford has a good size to him and has that reach. And the boxing IQ. That is the most important thing when it comes to the boxing game, the IQ. I think Crawford would hold his own very good in that fight, but I would lean more towards Canelo because he's more experienced and has been in there with bigger fights." Rocha gives Crawford full credit for skill, but believes experience and natural weight will carry Canelo through.
That's not easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
I asked this because you did it with Margarito. You went to 54, and people were like, "Oh my God, this guy's so big, Margarito!" But your speed made the difference in that fight.
Another fighter, Caron Davis, who has also sparred both men, shares the same view. Speaking to Mill City Boxing, he said, "Canelo is a big guy. It's going to be a lot. He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt Canelo. I don't think Crawford can hurt him with one punch. Maybe he can cut an eye or something or bother him to the body. He has to get some flesh on gloves and go to the body. It's going to be a tall task. Canelo can really fight. He has moves and traps. It's not easy. In boxing, nothing is impossible. But if I had to bet, I'd put money on Canelo." Davis's take falls under a view that many Canelo supporters carry, that one clean shot from Crawford won't be enough. If he wants to win, he'll need to chip away over time and avoid making a single mistake. Davis also added that Canelo's power isn't just about knockout strength, it's about how it wears you down over time and shuts down your rhythm.
You've been able to feel his power. Can any guy move up 3 divisions and fight a Canelo?
In the landscape right now, I don't think that there's a person that can move up 3 divisions, from 47 and beat Canelo. But I think divisions matter. I think that weight matters. I think what you walk around at matters. Canelo's a big guy, and he's not just big, he's dense. He's a powerful guy with boxing skill. I think that would have been, and I've been telling people, it's going to be a tall task for Crawford to win.
Then there's Arislandi Lara, who knows exactly what it's like to share the ring with Canelo. Lara fought Canelo in 2014 and lost by split decision. He recently told the media that Crawford can win, but only if he learns from past mistakes. Lara said that he, like William Skull more recently, tried to outbox Canelo with pure movement and defense, and it didn't work. Canelo was able to impose his rhythm and land the heavier shots that caught judges' attention. Lara said Crawford has to move, but also punch.
It's not looking at them as a physical package. It's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. And it was good. It was a very good point. It was like Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like?
He warned against arm punches and overly cautious defense. He believes Crawford has a good chance if he combines his footwork with consistent offense and body shots. Otherwise, he'll fall into the same trap that cost Lara the win in 2014. He called it a 50 fight, but pointed to one main factor that could swing it: whether Crawford can be offensive without becoming reckless.
Bud is one of those guys. He just locks in. Especially when you doubt him. So yeah, it's a really interesting matchup. I think of it more from psychological than anything, because on paper it's like, yeah, but he's a super middleweight. He went up 3. Now Terence is going up 3 weight classes. He had a little trouble with Majima. So on paper it's like, yeah, of course it's Canelo. But when you think about it from a psychological standpoint, it's like, I don't know, man. Bud's different.
This entire conversation is now turning into something bigger than just a fight prediction. It's starting to expose divisions in the boxing world over how much weight and power should matter in modern matchups. Roy Jones is using his own experience as a smaller man who beat heavyweights to argue that timing, IQ, and ring control can beat size if applied correctly. It's also opening up old debates about Canelo's recent fights.
If it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo. And he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
Some fans and experts believe he's declined since the Bivol loss. His last performance against William Skull didn't impress many. The output was low. His movement looked predictable. That has people like Roy Jones raising eyebrows and asking if the version of Canelo who knocked out Kovalev and battered Billy Joe Saunders is still the same man today. That decline, if real, is what Roy believes Crawford is ready to take advantage of. He thinks Crawford is peaking right now, both mentally and physically, and that the timing is right to flip the narrative.
What about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap? Or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terence.
That's true, but you know what? There's always a way. Put it that, there's always a way. There's always a way to win.
Still, nobody is pretending it's going to be easy. Everyone agrees Crawford can't afford to run. He can't give Canelo the opening rounds just trying to survive. That's when Canelo builds rhythm and starts laying traps. Roy specifically has warned that if Crawford tries to stay on the back foot too long, he'll end up getting cornered. The goal has to be to frustrate Canelo early, move, hit, and move again, but with enough activity that judges can't ignore the volume.
Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G.
What makes this fight so tricky is that both guys have real arguments in their favor. Crawford has the momentum, the IQ, and now the endorsement from one of the greatest technicians in the sport's history. But Canelo has size, strength, experience, and a chin that has never truly failed him. Even those who have sparred both don't always agree. That kind of uncertainty is rare in boxing, and it's why this fight feels so unpredictable. But how do you see it going? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.